respect others.
Baha'i Faith.
There are souls in the human world who are ignorant. We must make them knowing. We should never detest and shun them as objectionable and unworthy. We must treat them with honor, respect, and kindness, for God has created them, and not Satan. The promulgation of universal peace.
In brief, all humanity must be looked upon with love, kindness, and respect, for what we behold in them are none other than the signs and traces of God Himself. The promulgation of universal peace.
They must endeavor to consort in a friendly spirit with everyone, must follow moderation in their conduct, must have respect and consideration for one another, and show loving kindness and tender regard to all the peoples of the world. Selections from the writings of Abdul-Baha.
They should see nothing but good in one another, hear nothing but praise of one another, and speak no word of one another, save only to praise. Selections from the writings of Abdul-Baha.
I hope that each one of you will become just and direct your thoughts towards the unity of mankind, that you will never harm your neighbors nor speak ill of anyone, that you will respect the rights of all men and be more concerned for the interests of others than for your own. Thus will you become torches of divine justice, acting in accordance with the teaching. Paris Talks.
Buddhism.
One suffers if dwelling without reverence or deference. Tipitaka.
Pay homage and respect to all Buddhists.
Give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect, keeping a clear conscience, so that those who speak maliciously against your good behavior in Christ may be ashamed of their slander. Holy Bible.
Blessed is he who has regard for the weak. The Lord delivers him in times of trouble. Holy Bible.
Now we ask you, brothers, to respect those who work hard among you, who are over you in the Lord, and who admonish you. Hold them in the highest regard and love because of their work. Holy Bible.
Confucianism.
When respect is shown according to what is proper, one keeps far from shame and disgrace. The Confucian Analects.
Let the superior man never fail reverentially to order his own conduct, and let him be respectful to others and observant of propriety. Then all within the 4 seas will be his brothers. The Confucian Analects.
The Master said, "A youth is to be regarded with respect. How do we know that his future will not be equal to our present?" The Confucian Analects.
The respectful do not despise others. MINH.
The man of propriety shows respect to others. MINH.
He who respects others is constantly respected by them. MINH.
The feeling of commiseration implies the principle of benevolence, that of shame and dislike, the principle of righteousness, that of reverence and respect, the principle of propriety, and that of approving and disapproving, the principle of knowledge. MINH.
Honoring and respecting are what exist before any offering of gifts. MINH.
Men of talents and virtue can be familiar with others and yet respect them, can stand in awe of others and yet love them. The Classic of Rights.
The superior man is respectful and reverent, assiduous in his duties and not going beyond them, retiring and yielding, thus illustrating the principle of propriety. The Classic of Rights.
From the affection for parents came the honoring of ancestors. From the honoring of the ancestor came the respect and attention shown to the heads of the family branches. By that respect and attention to those heads, all the members of the kindred were kept together. Through their being kept together came the dignity of the ancestral temple. The Classic of Rights.
If they be courteous and modest, grave and respectful, they have been taught from the Book of Rites and Ceremonies. The Classic of Rights.
Thus it is that the superior man commences with respect as the basis of love. To neglect respect is to leave affection unprovided for. Without loving, there can be no real union, and without respect, the love will not be correct. Yes, love and respect lie at the foundation of government. The Classic of Rights.
Anciently, under the government of the intelligent kings of the 3 dynasties, it was required of a man to show respect to his wife and son. When the path of right government was pursued, the wife was the hostess of the deceased parents. Could any husband dare not to show her respect? And the son was the descendant of those parents. Could any father dare not to show him respect? The superior man's respect is universal.
International Society of Krishna Consciousness.
Do not expect honor, but offer all respect to others. Sri Caitanya Kritanta.
One who thinks himself lower than grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, but is always prepared to give respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. Sri Caitanya Karitamta.
He should see in the spirit of renunciation from the mode of goodness and see every living entity as spiritual. Srimad Bhagavatam.
My dear sons, you should not envy any living entity, be he moving or non-moving. Knowing that I am situated in them, you should offer respect to all of them at every moment. In this way, you offer respect to me. Srimad Bhagavatam.
He is free from all desire for respect and yet gives respect to all others. Srimad Bhagavatam.
Although a Vaishnava is the most exalted person, he is prideless and gives all respect to everyone, knowing everyone to be the resting place of Krishna. Vaishnava means one who is devoted to the worship of Lord Vishnu. Sri Caitanya Karitamta.
He was respectful to everyone and worked for the benefit of all. Diplomacy, envy, and jealousy were unknown to his heart. Sri Caitanya Kritanta.
To chant the holy name always, one should be humbler than the grass in the street, and
they have inwardly, and their respect for God. Discourses of Rumi.
Theosophy.
To cherish and respect parents, old age, learning, virtuous and holy men, to provide food, shelter, and comfort for men and animals, to plant trees on the roads and dig wells for the comfort of travelers. Such are the moral duties of Buddhists. Every Ani or Bhikshuni nun is subjected to these laws. Isis Unveiled.
So shalt thou be in full accord with all that lives. Bear love to men as though they were thy brother pupils, disciples of one teacher, the sons of one sweet mother. The voice of the silence.
The Universal White Brotherhood.
The human being you see today in front of you has been existing for millions of years. God has been working for millions of years over his soul and spirit. The human soul, that is his daughter. The human spirit, that is his son. We should pay great respect and reverence to them. The universal love.
All people should live according to love as brothers and sisters, respecting one another. Awakening of the collective consciousness.
When you see a horse in the forest, go to it, stop in respect, pat its back, turn your eyes to God, and continue your way. If you see an ox, do the same. The divine in you will be awakened, and God will start to speak to you. The little stalk.
You respect people for the consciousness that you have within yourself. You love people for the beautiful, divine noble that you see in yourself. The absolute purity.
Why does the Father love his Son? Because of the respect he has for his own self. This respect is transformed into love for the Son. What is love? To see yourself in others. What is respect? To realize your human dignity. The absolute purity.
In the divine world, everything depends on love. When you descend, you will work on the following ideas: serving, respect, affection. The absolute purity.
In the future, people will face the need for solving the great questions of life. These contradictions, which exist now among the nations, will disappear, and entire humanity will become one big family. Nations and individuals will be the members of this family, respecting and assisting one another in the same way as the organs of a body function together. There will be inner harmony among all. The purpose and the meaning of the human life.
Zoroastrianism.
The performance of agriculture is like that when someone is performing the ceremonial of the sacred beings, and it is necessary to maintain much respect for agriculturists. Saddar.
I reverence righteousness, I reverence the righteous and the poor, men and women. Do thou, O Parashas, prepare a portion for him in whom there is worthiness. Selections of Zodsprum.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/WOW-scrolls.